Shalom and welcome to our YouTube channel. My father, Jerry Golden, is the founder of Thegoldenreport.com. The ministry he was called into is to rescue European Jews and bring them home to Israel. My name is Joe Golden, married to Ola. We have two beautiful children, Eva and Jerry. I have been serving in the IDF for the past 20 years and finally found myself with a free schedule and the time to put into the ministry that I've been a part of all this time. Please enjoy our channel and don't forget to like and subscribe, as well as to support us on Thegoldenreport.com. Okay, well, as you can see, I'm in the car. I'm on my way to visit someone. This week, instead of taking you someplace to show you someplace, I'm taking you to meet a guy. His name is Matanya. Me and him have been together in the Army for many, many years. I could tell you some stories about this guy. But anyway, he's a shepherd. He's a shepherd here in Israel. And I figured it'd be interesting for you guys to meet him. He looks like he just came right out of the Old Testament. He really does. And he's an interesting character. Put it this way, I had to call him a couple times to make sure that he knows that I'm coming. And another thing, when I get there, I have to call him a few times to make sure he knows it's me, because he's awful trigger happy, and you don't want to surprise this guy. So anyway, so I'm headed that way. And hope you'll enjoy this video, and I'll see if I can get him to talk about all kinds of things. First of all, what it's like to be a shepherd here in Israel, and the second thing is maybe I get him to talk a little bit about other things, maybe see what he thinks about living here in Israel and what he thinks about everything that's going on, and we'll see what we can get out of him. But I think you'll enjoy this video. So I'll see you when where we're going to. Matanya, my friend shepherd. It's called in Hebrew Sde Yaakov, which in English is Jacob's field. So that's where it is, and it's located in between Nazareth and the Sea of Galilee. Nazareth is to the west, and the Sea of Galilee is to the east of Jacob's field, this area. Hey, Matanya. Okay, well, I made it here to Matanya's. Say hi to Matanya.
Hello.
I told you this guy looks like he just came out of the Old Testament. We've been together how many years in the Army?
12.
12 years or something like that? Yeah. So we've got a lot of stories we could tell, but we're not going to tell them. Yeah. and so we came here. He's a sheep shepherd.
Sorry.
His English is not so good.
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about what it's like to be a shepherd in Israel.
In Israel, to be a shepherd is a very great things. Very great things. Yeah, Holy Land, all the work with the land, with the sheep. It's very greatest.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's greatest. But also it's very hard. We have a lot of stolen here, Arab.
Yeah. You have a lot of problems with the Arabs stealing and everything.
A lot of problem. But this is not break the spirit.
Amen. Don't break it. Won't break your spirit.
And I don't very good with road. I think we go to see, no?
Yeah, okay, well, I think you're pretty good with words anyway, so let's go see. Okay, Matanya, so I'm asking Matanya, how many, you married, and how many kids do you have?
I have 3 boys.
3 boys?
Yeah, very great boys. And what else?
How old are they?
The big, 8.
8 years old?
Yeah, 8. After 5, and after this, the small one is 4.
8, 5, and 4. You see how he had to think about that? That just shows you he's a typical father, right?
I'm all the day I'm with the kids. My wife is work very hard, and I all the day I'm farmer and the father.
Amen. Is Nazareth, and to the west? To the west is Nazareth, and to the east is the Sea of Galilee. So just so you know where we're at. Megiddo is also right here somewhere, right? Megiddo is right back here.
Nazareth.
So we know what's going to happen here. Nazareth is there. Now, so you're right in the middle. See, he just said hello.
Yeah. This is a special sheep.
What kind of sheep is it?
I have a couple sugim. How I said sugim?
He has a couple different types of sheep.
Yeah, the French, the
French?
Charolais,
The Charolais
sheep,
French,
and the Australian sheep,
an Australian,
yeah, an American sheep.
an American sheep. You have Israeli sheep?
No, not really.
No.
All the sheep together is
Is the Israeli, because the Israeli sheep we know probably got a little bit more
Yeah.
chutzpah.
Yeah. A big picture. And we make a mix good, and all this sheep will go to meat.
To meat, yeah, absolutely. And how many you have?
Now I have 100.
100. Wow.
Not very big.
That's amazing. It's a lot of work though, huh?
Yeah. Here's the little sheep in here. The lamb, yeah?
Yeah, the lamb.
How did you lamb?
Look at that. I'll tell you a story. One day he comes to the army. If you don't want the story, I'll edit this out, okay?
Okay.
It's your decision. But he told me a story one time. He came to the army. He said, "Yeah, you won't believe what happened to me." I said, "What happened, Matanya?" He says a tax guy came to the house and asked for taxes. So I pulled out my gun and I started shooting. I thought it was a robbery or something, right? So anyway, he had to go and worked all that out in the police station. And basically what ended up happening was they sent a taxman who was an Arab, you said. And you said, you just told him next time, I don't have a problem with taxes, just don't send an Arab. But he doesn't want to talk about that right now, so.
No. זה מהר מדי בשבילי.
But anyway, so tell me, Matanya, what do you think about Corona and everything that's going on?
It's not very good since my wife got a corona, and it's not fun. 1 month is in the bed, you know.
Oh, wow. See, everyone's okay now?
It makes the brain is
Really?
it's not very good. Now it's okay, but it's איך אומרים משאיר?
It stays with you.
Yeah. Lot
Wow.
of things. The heart is עובד מהר.
The heart pumps fast.
Pump very fast.
Wow.
But now, after this, but we begin,
Absolutely. Yeah. Well,
begin,
thank God she's okay now. What do you think about what's happening in Iran?
Oh, Iran. We as Israelis don't talk about nothing.
We don't talk about nothing. On the way over here, I asked him. I said, "When do you think we're going to go out?"
I can tell you something.
What?
It's not me.
It's not you. Yes.
Maybe it's you.
What did I do?
Because I call you before 1 week and your phone is not answer.
Oh.
I don't know. But
I don't know.
We need to give a silence.
By the way, also, he's a volunteer in the fire department here. So that's what all that fire equipment is. Okay, now we're going to talk about his sheep. He loves his sheep, as a shepherd would, right?
Yeah.
So what is this? I'm pointing at the one he's talking about.
This is a Charolais.
Charolais.
Is a French
one.
And this is the same Charolais. And this is the white.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, that
It's
one right there.
Australian,
That's the Australian one.
right?
Yeah, this male, you can see the horns.
Yeah.
You can make a good shofar out of that horn.
Yeah.
That's what they make shofars out of, right? You know what? If you guys know, I'm sure you know what shofars are. Shofars is the Jewish horn we use to blow on Shabbats and holidays and everything else. So and that's what we make them out of, right there.
And after we make all the mix, this is a lamp, the Israeli's lamp.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is once he makes all the mix of the different types, this is what his personal blend of the new Israeli lamb.
Zionist.
This new Zionist, excuse me,
Zionist.
Matanya, a Zionistic lamb.
Yeah.
Zionistic lamb.
Zionistic.
Okay.
Wake up to the kids and after the sheep and the field. And,
Yes, it's good work, huh?
yeah. And I work in עוד עבודה.
Oh yeah, another word.
אם זה אחריי, what's אחריי?
No, what is אחריי?
training.
Okay, you train?
I train the kid for the army.
You train kids for the army?
Yeah.
Wow, absolutely amazing. I didn't know that.
And
I did not
10
know
years,
that. I've known him many years, and I did not know that.
So 10 years I be a madrich, you know.
10 years he's been an instructor.
I am a Jew. It's my
Yes,
country.
yes,
but-
we know you're a Jew.
Yeah, but the Arab is נמצאים פה, you know.
Yeah, the Arabs are here, so it's a thing you guys are doing where you're taking the Bedouin kids and saying for together, and you're training them to go to the army and serve in the army with us Jews.
In Hebrew, ארץ ישראל היא של היהודים, but מדינת ישראל it's for all, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
The
You know
country,
what-
what he just said is a very common saying in Hebrew, saying the country of Israel is for all of us, but the land of Israel is for the Jews.
So we need to, if Iran or the Palestine come to make problem, we need to all us, you know, the Bedou, the Christians, the Jew, to protect.
Yeah, he
all
said
the
so.
land.
So he's saying what their movement is all about is if someone comes to attack Israel, then we need to be all together. The Bedouins, the Arabs, the Jews, the Christians,
All the people
everyone. We're all together in the same boat.
I do.
Wow,
the
that's
thing
amazing,
together.
Matanya. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That is really. He also works with kids who are you know, going down the wrong path, and I think there's a name for it. I just don't remember it in Hebrew. In English, it's noar lesikun, and also
the kids come from US.
also American kids here.
I work with the project is the child for US come here to 3 months, and one day for a week come here.
Wow, and also he brings a lot of kids like that are going down the wrong path. They come and they help him with the sheep and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Also, just about 1 year ago was 250 heads of sheep.
Yeah.
1 year ago,
2
years ago, he had 250 heads of sheep instead of 100 because he's going through some really bad times here because of all the theft and everything else that's going on. And so absolutely keep Matanya in your prayers. He's like I said, he has been with me. We've been together for many years. I can tell you 100%, you cannot find a more Zionistic Jew, a more Israel-loving, God-loving Jew than Matanya.
Thank you very much.
You know it's true. And he's got a great family, and he only thing he does is whatever he can do to make Israel and his family's life better.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you, Matanya.
Brother.
Okay. Well, that was a pretty serious note to end this thing on. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much, Matanya.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. Matanya sure is a character. You never know what he's going to say. So we got through that video safely, I guess you could say. And as you see, I'm back in the car, headed back to the house. Got to do TGR News, let you guys know what's going on in Israel this week. So I'll see you there. Well, welcome back to TGR News. This week you can see I'm doing it with Mama and Ola. So pray for me that I'll be able to speak and give my 2 cents of everything.
We'll see. You know, us women, we're very smart.
Yeah, I know. So we'll try to get through this. Well, first of all, it's a really easy name to say. You know, Mohsin Fahi Zahadi.
Very easy.
Yeah, it rolls off the tongue. He was assassinated this week in Iran. He was the head of the nuclear program, and also he was in charge of keeping it secret, keeping it top secret, and trying to keep the public eye out of it.
He was one of the main scientists.
Yeah, and he was one of the main ones in the program, also for the security reasons. Also, the Iranian government is trying to say Israel did it instead of taking responsibilities that they have some internal security problems.
Well, is that any different from most of the Arab countries? They're always blaming Israel for their problems.
They came up with an outrageous story saying that it was some kind of new technology from a satellite that did it, and at the same time we had operatives there with Israeli-made guns with Israeli symbols on them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that's what we do, right?
Exactly.
That's what. Yeah, when
if
we do
Israel's
top
gonna
secret
do it,
stuff.
it's top
We
secret.
put our-
Yeah, we're gonna put Israeli symbols on the guns and on the bullets and everything. So yeah, that's
I'm
Everybody-
surprised they didn't put a face up on it.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense what they said. Well, Kochavi, our commanding chief of the IDF, because of that, made a tour around all the northern bases and everything to make sure all the soldiers knew that everything is business as usual, and maybe it's be a little bit more, little bit. Keep your eye out a little bit more than usual, yes, in case they want to try to do something.
Yes, because you never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely. Well, Bibi's lawyers this week tried to apply for a dismissal of all charges to his all of the things that's going on.
Good luck sort of sounds familiar.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I don't think it's
because you got all this stuff going on in the States, and now you got this stuff in Israel.
Yeah, absolutely. They always like to to talk about how he's doing everything wrong and how he's he's just horrible and he's this and it's just that's just
just rhetoric, political.
It's amazing how certain country leaders are just always under attack.
Yes.
It doesn't happen all the time. It's usually the right wing.
Exactly.
But it's not even all the right wings. It's just every once in a while they pick one out. They just really
they just go after it. Yeah. With false or true stuff, it don't matter.
Yeah, like about Corona too. They blame him. Everything he's doing about Corona, they blame him. And I don't think about anybody else that will deal with Corona better than he did, I think.
I think so too. He actually addressed the nation. We'll get to that. And he talked about that.
Same thing with Trump. He's done a lot for, to help.
Well, Trump and Bibi took two separate ways. Trump did more keep the economy going.
Yes.
And Bibi did more keep people alive. I mean, that sounds bad to say it that way, but it's true.
But safe.
But it's true.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Benny Gantz, he addressed the nation, and Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the nation. But Benny Gantz addressed the nation the first one night, talking about how he's done so much for Israel during his term as the Minister of Defense, which is a joke, I think. I don't see where he's done much of anything. And but because Bibi's so hard to work with, he has no choice but to send Israel into the fourth election in about a year, which should take 16 years for 4 elections. But anyway, so the next night, Bibi addressed the nation, and he started off by saying how he's working hard to get his vaccines as fast as possible and as much as possible to Israel. And he was telling the people to try to support each other in small businesses and stuff. And he talked about exactly what you said, Ola, about how he took the unpopular decisions in the corona crisis and do the lockdowns and everything to try to save as many lives as possible. And that's all true. I believe that. And he was always trying to balance between the economics and corona and how many people could die from it. So, and plus during the same time, he was also working with during the corona problem, all the security problems we've had all over the region, and still having to take care of all that.
And his own thing about legal things, that everybody attacking him. It's all together.
It's all together. One thing Daddy won't like, because Daddy really likes Bennett. And Daddy, I don't think in English they talk about all the things they talk in Hebrew.
No,
because another thing, when Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the nation, he talked about Benny Gantz, and he said that he needs to stop being the puppet of Yair Lapid and Naftali Bennett, because that's basic. Bennett is really in with Benny Gantz lately, and Lapid.
Yeah, so it sounds like Biden with all of the Democrats, that he's more or less a puppet, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So anyway, it looks like the elections will be on the 23rd of March.
So that's not that far away.
No.
Another election.
No. And Benny Gantz is trying to push it up to February, because I think he's trying to make sure that it's before all the vaccines and everything's happened and the economy comes back. He wants the people anxious and upset with Bibi when there's an election.
Exactly. It's the same thing that happened with Trump. Trump really did do a lot. He didn't go to the lockdowns, but you got to realize that America, their situation is a little bit different. The presidents, I mean, they do the governors are allowed to do certain things, and the president can't really just come in unless he does do something like martial law.
Right.
So, but I mean, Trump, anytime anybody needed help, he sent in stuff, and he did what he needed to do to get these vaccines going fast.
Yep.
So, and of course he's always attacked, just like Netanyahu, for doing what they're trying to do to, to keep everything balanced.
Oh, I'll tell you one thing they talked about in the news is Israel's trying to get the vaccine here and start vaccinating people before the FDA approval because they want to hurry up and just get this over with.
Yeah.
I don't trust the FDA.
No,
I don't trust the FDA anyway.
No, because look, the FDA is against alternative medicine, and there's a lot of proof that some of the alternative stuff really works, helping people's health.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
you know.
Well, I would word it differently. It's not just they're against alternative medicine. I think the FDA is against non-money making
Exactly.
medicine.
Exactly, they're all for the pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
You know.
So whatever makes the most money, that's what they put their stamp FDA approved, and this
Exactly.
is the good stuff, and the rest is gonna kill
Yeah.
you and
Exactly.
everything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Well, you got anything else to say?
Well,
you told us to be like,
No,
quiet.
I didn't say. I said I hope I can
We
make it
tried
through.
to.
Well, we'll change this up a little bit. The weather all over the world is going crazy.
Yeah.
Like today, it was December, and when I had to go to town, it got so hot I had to put the air conditioner on in the car. That's December.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be going into winter. It's more
Yeah.
like, and I've noticed the last few years that the real winter, the really colder days, seem to come more in February and March.
Yeah.
And I noticed we have so many fires going on around the world and floods going on around the world.
Yeah.
And
Well, Israel too. We had crazy
Yes.
floods. That's
Wow.
unusual,
Yeah,
and the
that's
water
week.
spouts that like tornado size coming
Yeah.
on land and
yeah,
I
it's
noticed
very
that happened
unusual.
like 10 years ago. It wasn't happening here. All
3
this-
years ago.
Even,
wasn't
even
it?
yeah,
3 years.
yeah. It reminds me of the scriptures, where
Absolutely.
where it talks about, you won't be able to tell the seasons one from the other hardly, and it's almost like you can't now, and different things. People really need to stay alert,
Absolutely.
see what's happening and what's going on, and I know a lot of people. You got people against the vaccines, but my advice is you need to seek God and you need to listen. You did the thing on the shepherd,
Yeah.
and Jesus is our shepherd, and the sheep knows His voice. So they really need to pray and listen to which direction to go and what to do. Not
Absolutely.
because there's so much false stuff out there.
Yeah. By the
Mixed
way,
in with the truth.
by the way, the shepherd thing that I did in this video is we talked about doing the garden tomb, but it would still close because of Corona and everything. So that's why I did the shepherd's video this week. Yeah. But yeah, you're right, Mama. Yeah. Yeah. And plus, everyone's connecting the vaccine to the mark of the beast.
Exactly.
The mark of the beast, from what is in scripture, is going to be in your forehead or in your right hand.
Right.
And the vaccine, it's not going in your forehead or in your right
No.
hand. It's it's just a shot.
I
Like
know.
every other
and,
vaccine.
and everybody's worried about it having some kind of chip in it. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it isn't.
Yeah.
Because
we have to, like you said at the beginning, you have to pray about it, and plus, and not only pray about it, but look at it.
Yeah, really
with
search
open
it.
eyes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, it's the same thing when Daddy had cancer, and he decided to go the alternative route. We had to do a lot of search, see which was right, which was wrong,
Absolutely.
which was like someone just trying to ad lib, build something up that really wasn't working.
Right.
So, and then we've got the thing of it is you've got all these different companies that are working on the vaccine. So how can they all come together?
Yeah.
For some kind of chip or micro thing.
Well, the
to
whole,
go.
the effect of Corona, it might be some kind of new world order and trying to make things. It could very well be a genetically engineered disease, sickness.
I think it's a big possibility.
And that's very what people like to say conspiracy theorists. That it's very most. I believe it probably was, but could you imagine? North Korea, South Korea, all the Arab countries, the Israel's country, the country of Israel, all these enemies for centuries coming together around the table and say, "We got an idea. Let's work together."
Yeah.
I don't see that.
No possibility.
I don't see that actually.
Not in the near future. And maybe later, but not right now.
Yeah.
And talking about that, it's amazing what's going on with Saudi Arabia and Israel right now.
Oh yeah. What we talked about last week, how the peace talks and everything is getting closer and closer. Yep, Saudi Arabia is all against Iran, and also I think it was the foreign minister of Saudi Arabia, spoke out for Biden to hear that he's against, that Saudi Arabia is 100% against the nuclear deal, that Iran would have a new nuclear deal.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I think the Arabs, the reason why they may be going with the peace, and I could be totally wrong, is they see Trump's vision.
Yeah.
You know, they see Trump as he sees the danger of Iran.
Yeah.
And he's trying to stop Iran, and all the Arabs, even they just they realize, wait a minute, Iran is dangerous to us.
Bad news for everyone. Yeah. Okay. Well, what about you, Ola?
Well,
you were very quiet. See, I need to put you around Mama more often. It keeps you quiet.
Are you saying I got a big mouth?
No, I'm just saying she's
no,
well behaved.
He's saying I have a big mouth.
Anyway, before I get in trouble, don't forget to support us on thegoldenreport.com. And see you next week.